Welcome to Music Notes, little anecdotes from the life of Victor Sinclair, yours truly, and some sidebar stories of my journey with music for the past 30 years. This one is about my encounter with Denny Doherty. Denny Doherty, if you don't know him right off the bat, he is the Canadian member of the Mamas and Papas. And I was lucky enough to, I have to look back on the date, but somebody can look it up. He came to London, Ontario for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and he was in a play in London's Little Theatre. And so he happened to stay at the apartment rentals very close and down the street from the London Free Press building, CFPL Radio. And he was kind of all alone. So I got to hang out with him 4, 5, 6 times during the 2-week period. He came over to the radio station several times, interviewed with our morning man Peter Garland and Ann Hutchison, his wife, and indeed had a couple of interviews with me, yours truly. And so this is my memorabilia picture of my radio days when I used to wear a shirt and tie. And that, of course, is Denny Doerty. Kind of going, why are you wearing a tie, man? And so he had a valid point. But Denny was one of the most interesting people in the music industry I've ever heard. He told me many anecdotes about his life in Los Angeles and hanging out with his compatriots. And indeed, one story he told of course, you have Michelle Phillips and her daughter, and a party where Mackenzie Phillips was sitting on the knee of Paul McCartney, and in the corner was Cary Grant. And it's hard to really get your head around a person who's lived in the who's who of Beverly Hills and Hollywood. It was only 3 years, 4 years, total max of the highlight of the Mamas and the Papas, but with songs like California Dreamin' and Monday Monday, their legacy is you can't watch a Vietnam film without a Vietnam movie about the war without hearing one of the Mamas and Papas songs, or CCR, right? They were a pivotal part of movies like Good Morning Vietnam. So that was my little encounter with Denny Doherty. Marvelous man. Sorry that he's passed away. He left a great legacy. And he was, if you don't know, the voice of the Mamas and the Papas. He was the high tenor that was the lead on the hit songs. It wasn't John. And so an interesting little chapter of my life. I admire the man and his candor and humility. Just amazing. And he certainly loved music and his down-home roots from the Maritimes. Well versed in the music he would play at home at night. Things like the Rankin Family, right? That's Denny Doherty's roots in music. So lovely man, Denny Doherty, one of the highlights of my musical life.